Welcome to the Fear Files. Tonight, we reopen three of the most haunting unsolved mysteries in modern history. The Isdal Woman of Norway, a burned, unidentified corpse with ties to espionage. The Sodder Children, 5 siblings who vanished into thin air on Christmas Eve. And the Zodiac Killer, a faceless murderer who taunted the world with his ciphers. It's 2025. New research, new theories, and new whispers from the archives are breathing life into these cold cases. But will it bring us closer to the truth or deeper into the dark? The Isdal Woman, Norway, 1970. A lone hiker discovers a woman's burned body in Isdalen Valley, just outside Bergen. Her hands and face are charred beyond recognition. Around her are scattered belongings, sleeping pills, empty liquor bottles, clothing with the labels cut out, and a strange coded notebook. From the start, the Isdal Woman was no ordinary Jane Doe. Witnesses remembered her in European hotels under multiple identities. She carried wigs, foreign currency, and elaborate disguises. Norwegian police quietly closed the case, calling it suicide, but almost no one believed that. 55 years later, in 2023, new claims surfaced. A Swiss newspaper suggested she may have been linked to François Genot, a controversial Swiss banker tied to Nazi networks and Cold War espionage. Other whispers tell of Norwegian intelligence agencies interfering with the case, suppressing evidence back in 1970. But even with modern attention, no new DNA, no declassified autopsy, no smoking gun has appeared in 2025. The Isdal Woman remains unidentified. Her grave in Bergen is unmarked, but the questions she left behind still haunt Europe. The Sodder Children, West Virginia, Christmas Eve, 1945. The Sodder family home burned to the ground in less than an hour. 4 adults escaped the flames, but 5 children, Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty, were never found. No bones, no bodies, nothing. Theories piled up. A stranger had once warned George Sodder that his house would burn. The phone line was mysteriously cut. The family ladder was missing. Neighbors swore they saw the children alive, even years later. In 2024, renewed cold case interest sparked online. But despite decades of research and modern forensic science, no DNA breakthrough has come. The Smithsonian has revisited the case, but the facts remain unchanged. The children disappeared without trace. The official death certificates were issued in 1945, but the Sodder parents never accepted them. For decades, they kept billboards up on highways, begging for answers. And in 2025, researchers are still left asking, did the children die in the fire, or were they kidnapped in silence? The trail is as cold as the ashes of that farmhouse. The Zodiac Killer, San Francisco, late 1960s. He hunted young couples. He phoned the police. He mailed ciphers to newspapers, mocking investigators. His letters dripped with arrogance, signed with a crosshair symbol and the words, "This is the Zodiac speaking." The killings stopped, but the letters continued. In January 2025, the documentary Zodiac Killer Project premiered at Sundance. It didn't solve the case, but it reignited debate. Some point to Gary Francis Post, an Air Force veteran who died in 2018. Amateur sleuths insist his scars matched police sketches. Others still believe Arthur Lee Allen, the prime suspect for decades. But DNA hasn't confirmed either man. Forensic genealogy, The same science that unmasked the Golden State Killer is now being quietly applied to Zodiac's letters. But as of mid-2025, no confirmation has been released. The Zodiac still laughs from the shadows half a century later. 3 cases, 3 timelines, 3 mysteries that refuse to die. The Isdal Woman, a nameless spy in the Cold War shadows. The Sodder Children, 5 young lives erased on Christmas Eve. And the Zodiac Killer, a faceless murderer who taunted the world with his ciphers. 2025 has given us new theories, fresh speculation, and louder questions. But the answers remain hidden, locked away in graves, lost documents, and fading memories. Perhaps that is the true terror of history's darkest mysteries. Not what we know, but what we never will. This is the Fear Files.